Ha-ha! Welcome, sports fans. It is that time of the week. It is time for the ProView Weekly Rundown. I'm Josh Beartrap Brown. In the cave is Jason Southwest Pole. And as always, our man on assignment, Alden Balso-Hardy-Iwani. Alden, where are you at today?
What's up, everybody? The NBA season's about to kick off, so I thought I would see the Clippers raise up their championship.
They didn't.
Oh, dang it! Actually, the Lakers championship banner. It's got to be hard seeing those like 18, 19 titles up there, and you only got one. It's like it's like the. We've been to a bunch of different gyms across the state, and some are a little more decorated.
Some are a little more decorated than the others, and then playoff.
But when you share, but that's my point. When you got to share the same house that Magic and Kareem and Wilt and Jerry West, the logo. I mean, poor Clippers.
You would think it would motivate them, but.
They might have got a couple Pacific Division banners up there.
Oh man, yeah, those division titles. I'll give me those all day.
It's like my Letterman jacket. There's not a lot of state championships, but there's some district runner-up patches.
Runner-up patches. Those are the best. District runners-up.
That's the Tropic Thunder League, right?
We got to get it. Kawhi in playoff P. Didn't do anything last year, so
yeah, but going with the NBA theme, I thought I would, for my top 5 hyper not hype moments, I decided to go what's the biggest stories going into this 2021 NBA season. So hyper not hype.
Also Harvard University.
All right, with our first one, we're going to go with number 5, Chris Paul, hooking up with Devin Booker down in Phoenix for the Suns this year. We saw CP3 take pretty much no-named Oklahoma City Thunder to the playoffs last year. Guys, what do you think about this one?
Man, I am up for this one, man. I think Chris Paul is going to do it. Like you said, he resurrected kind of his fledgling career. Harden didn't want him down there anymore, so they got rid of him. Hey, look what happened. He took them. They're going to make him winner. I think he's going to do well down there in the desert there.
Hopefully. Who's on the Suns these days?
Devin Booker.
Devin Booker
and
Chris Paul. That's all you need to start.
They also have the kid from Arizona that they drafted 2 years ago, the center, I forget.
Yeah, I forget his name, but
he's been doing pretty well too. So
but those two are gonna make.
They're
going to
be this. Yeah, they're going to be the staples of this team.
Okay. So we got the Suns in there. Nice.
Yeah, I got the Suns at number 5. Which James Harden right now, he's looking for a home right now. It's like
he has a home. I mean, what? Can I interrupt that with him doing that? I mean, what is your thought on NBA players? Like, hey, I've got 4 years left or 3 years left on this contract, but I don't want to play here anymore.
Yeah.
Like, is it getting to where the inmates are running the asylum and it needs to stop? I mean, he got everything he wanted in Houston.
Yeah, and they literally built the team around him, and now the team's falling apart around him. Mm-hmm. You know what? John Wall is a pretty good accusation, but if they hadn't been able to do it with 2 future Hall of Fame point guards, Chris Paul and Russell Westbrook, the Mr. Triple Double man himself before he went to Houston. We'll see. I feel like the hardest thing about Harden is he's such a good player, but I feel like just as a teammate, he isn't. I think the track record has shown that he's not the best teammate, and he needs the ball in his hand 75% of the possessions, and to create. And it's going to be hard to. For him to go to another team. I feel like if they have an alpha scoring guy already, we'll see where
I think he'll do great if he stays here and they do get to the playoffs, and let's say they do get there. I mean, that's just good for his just for him as a person, and then just the talking people talking behind him. But that's a big.
But I think we've already seen the sample size of him scoring 60 points a game just to keep the Rockets in it. Last year, I think it was last year when CP3 was. Or the year before, he was hurt most of the season, and Harden did carry the team to the playoffs, but I mean they were like a 7 or 8 seed.
Talent doesn't win championships. I mean, he's done that his whole career. I mean,
it's hard. I mean, when you're an Allen Iverson, like that's kind of what I see in Harden. You know, like it's like he could score as many points as you want, but is that gonna really get you anywhere as far as championships go?
They might beat the Lakers once in the playoffs, but they're not gonna beat them.
And it's like even the mailman didn't get one. You know?
Right. The mailman didn't have one, and he had some of the best running mates there when he
has the most points scored in a career all time. I see that with Harden. He's putting up Jordan-like numbers and putting up 30-some points a game. I mean,
but if he ain't got that ring, it don't mean a thing.
Does he got a shoe?
Yeah, Harden has a shoe, man. Harden's got his own shoe.
Who's the shoes?
Adidas.
Well, we'll see what happens with the beard and if he stays in Houston or if he ultimately gets traded away.
Gets what he wants to go to the Nets to play with Kyrie and KD.
You know, I feel like the Knicks should pay an obscene amount of money to get Harden on their team or anybody on their team. But that's a talk for another day.
That's a whole nother top 5.
And so we'll go to number 3. We got the reigning champs, Anthony Davis-led Lakers.
Davis. Yeah. LeBron on his last leg.
With this other guy, LeBron James, I don't know, 4 and 6 in championships.
I mean, Anthony Davis is 1-0.
Yeah, Anthony Davis has a winning percentage in the finals, you know. But
LeBron.
But besides the trolling, we'll see what happens with the Lakers this year with their duo, Anthony Davis, LeBron James. And also another interesting thing will be the Battle of LA has resumed once again. Kawhi and playoff Paul or whatever.
Playoff P.
Yeah.
Give your own nickname, guy.
But we'll see what happens in the Battle of LA, guys. What do you think about the Lakers' chances of repeating this year?
They're tough. They picked up Montrezl Harrell from the Clippers, their rival from the same building. I mean, when you're taking pieces away from the team who is supposed to be your one rival, I mean, they're making a pretty good stance for it.
I think they've lost Rondo so far.
Yeah, Rondo.
But they did sign the other point guard from Oklahoma City in the offseason.
They lost Dwight Howard. I mean, was he that big of a piece that helped that title get there?
Well, we'll see if the Lakers can repeat a lot of moving pieces so far. But yeah, Jay, what do you think about the Lakers repeat?
I think they got a chance. They haven't really lost anybody that was a big factor in the winning championship last year,
and also too, I think they had some guys that didn't play with the COVID. So we'll see if those guys even come back. Avery Bradley, I think, is the main guy that sat out due to the COVID. So we'll see if he comes back, and we'll see how the Lakers do this season.
There's the man.
And my number 2, I'm going with Giannis. All right, you've gotten 2 MVP awards in a row, but when do individual accolades come up or stack against winning some championships?
Yep.
Let's get, you know what, Giannis? Let's get to the Eastern Conference Finals. And I hope the best for the Bucks. I really like this team. I just don't think that they put enough pieces around Giannis to make them a championship team. Josh, what do you think?
They really haven't. I mean, he's preaching, he plotted, and I mean, they went and got Drew Holiday.
Which is a pretty decent start.
I mean, they're trying to build around him, and I guess you got to wait for the free agent class. That's going to be the thing with him. Does he think Milwaukee's doing enough that he's going to stay there? He came out and said, I think last week, he doesn't care about playing in a big market team. He just wants to win there. So, yeah. I mean, but unfortunately, other players want to play in big market areas and win. So I don't know if he can get one more piece to that. I mean, with him and Holiday is he's a great two-way player, plays defense. So does Giannis. So we'll see if they can get maybe one more piece. But with those two and just maybe, that third off the bench guy,
I think they made a mistake by signing Middleton to a max.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's going to affect a lot of things. He's a great two-way player, but is he much more than that? I would most championship teams, he would be the number 3, number 4 type of guy. So. Yeah. I'm really interested to see what Milwaukee does this year. Giannis, I think this whole thing is on a timetable, and it's running out of time, in my opinion. Jay, what do you think about the man Giannis?
I had a question. He got the max, of course. I would assume, right?
Did he sign his max deal? I think he's going to do that next year. I think he has one more year.
I think he has one more year left on his deal. I don't know if he's. I know he's
going to get that max deal.
He probably has a short-term max deal, from what I would think, but I don't know off the top of my head.
So does that affect pretty much who they're trying to pick up?
It just pretty much depends it pretty much just impacts if he's going to stay or not. But
yeah, so he hasn't signed that super max deal yet.
I mean, it's just Kawhi is like my whole reason that it can be done. Like, he's like more of a Kawhi as opposed to like a LeBron and Anthony Davis. Like, he can do it, but he has nobody surrounding him to even give him an assist. So,
yeah, it's gonna be tough to see what happens with Giannis this year if he just takes it upon himself and just puts his team over the top. Maybe that's...
Yeah, so I'm reading here, he has up until the 21st to sign a max contract worth $227 million that would put him on the team through 25-26.
When you're just that superior, like talented over people too, it's kind of hard when you kill it in the regular season, and it's hard to find that playoff mode, because that's pretty much been his problem, is that once the playoffs happen and everybody isn't playing playground defense, pickup game defense anymore. We'll see if he's able to step over and get into that championship.
You think
status.
the time period of like how they just finished all this? Well, they didn't just finish, but do you think that'll affect the Lakers and everybody that just finished playing?
It may. I mean, they did come back early, but I mean, these guys, with any professional athlete like this, I mean, they're
playing.
Yeah, when they take off, when they left that bubble, they were probably they're still working out and doing their personal training and doing all that. So I mean, we may see a little slow start. We may see a couple injuries to start off in the beginning, but
I'd say especially from the teams that didn't make it to the bubble, for sure.
Definitely.
And my number one, Kevin Durant. Going to Brooklyn.
Ooh, man, look at that. Kevin Durant back
500
on the court.
some days since he played his last game. He got to step in the preseason, some preseason action, and light up some squads. The Wizards, as you see
the Wizards
here.
there, the Westbrook list.
That looks like
Wizards.
a broken ankle right there.
Yeah, that got him right there. Look at that ankle is about to step off, right?
I can't think of a more like automatic prolific scorer than Kevin Durant. And also too, when we saw that when LeBron was on the Cavs and they beat him the one time in the finals, and then they went and signed Kevin Durant. They had no shot. They literally had no shot with Kevin on Golden State, and you've seen what kind of he might have not ever won over the hearts in that locker room at Golden State, but when things got crazy and things got blown out of proportion, they all turned to this guy and they passed him the rock.
Yep.
Because I mean, besides LeBron, he's the 1-2. It's him and LeBron at the top, and Kawhi. Those three are the best three players in the league. No doubt about it. And I'm just excited to see him get back out there. He kind of Rush trying to get back to get the Warriors to win against the Raptors a couple years ago. And
You think Anthony Davis is on his level more?
He's getting there, but I mean,
The way
Anthony
he
Davis is a
dribbles.
different type of player, though, man.
yeah, because he's more. Anthony Davis is built like Kevin Durant, but he definitely can't shoot like Kevin
Yeah,
can.
no, he doesn't have that outside range and just that all complete.
You know what?
game.
I like KD's story from the beginning. You know, nobody thought he was going to do anything coming out of Texas because he is this scrawny.
Little runt, little
Yeah.
string bean.
And
Can't
you know
play.
what? He
He'll get
went-
beat up in the NBA.
He went through what he had to with the OKC, and yes, he left a team that could have beaten the Warriors, and he joined them. Whatever. Everybody in the NBA is doing it. I don't get why
money.
why he gets beat up so much for it.
That's why it's a professional league.
You know, nobody gets mad at the Yankees when they sign everybody.
Exactly, man.
This
is a money-driven league. You make money in championships. You go where you can get a championship. And once you made your money, vice versa. He did both. He made money with the Warriors, and he got that ring.
I'm just concerned about him teaming up with Kyrie.
Yeah, Kyrie might not be the best teammate in the world.
Because, you know, Kyrie, he's like the Kobe Bryant type player. He believes in himself, you know, and sometimes that mentality pushes other people away.
Unless you're Kobe Bryant.
And Kevin Durant has also with his more quiet personality kind of pushed away his teammates too as well. But we'll see. Obviously, a lot going into this NBA season, guys. What do you guys think of the list?
Hey, I dig it. One thing missing there, no love for the Heat, man. Jimmy Butler's coming back.
That was actually going to be an honorable mention.
Okay.
I did think about doing that. Jimmy Buckets, maybe, possibly.
Dude, Jimmy's looking good, man.
What about Lillard?
Oh, Dame Lillard. Melo's coming back. The Trailblazers. They could be your honorable mention West team.
We still gotta wait till the first round of the playoffs, so he can hit his yearly buzzer beater shot, and everybody thinks he's elite.
Yep. And then the very next
you know
game,
what?
he's going to go
He
brick
is
city.
elite. He's one of the 2 players in the league that can pull up from half court, and you can't say anything about it. But the difference between him and Steph is Steph's got a couple championship rings on his fingers.
Because it don't mean a thing unless you got that ring.
Did I see Steph with cornrows? I don't know if I saw Steph
Is he
with
rocking
cornrows.
cornrows? We'll have to-
It might not have been him, but I don't know.
We'll have to put some of our crack research team on that.
I might have to, maybe a teaser for later, be in the trash can or not,
Put them rolls in the trash.
I think one trash can hairstyle that's there to stay is Cam Newton at the beginning of the season.
Yep.
I think that could
were you
stay
doing,
in the
Cam?
trash
That was
can
everywhere.
forever.
I have that one with the locks that are growing here at the ProView. We'll throw that into the trash can too. It's time to get cleaned up.
But
Might have to go see Renaissance hair and spas.
Renaissance hair, skin, and nails.
let's dive into the schedule here real quick.
All right.
We had some Game Face Live with Henry T a little bit earlier at 11. And then coming up here is the rerun of the opening drive. We catch that Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. You can watch it live on our social medias. So still tune in at 7 a.m. every morning for the opening drive with JJ Buck and Jeff Symbieta.
Seeing my bright-eyed and bushy-tailed in the morning, hear what they have to say, fresh off the cup of Joe.
And you know what? Somebody that we used to film had a huge weekend.
Huge weekend, and he's our guest tonight.
And maybe the starting quarterback right now for the Lobos, who ended up their season. Josh, you want to talk about that?
QB5, he was dubbed this morning on that the opening drive. Check that out, like Alden said, at 3, and then tune in tonight at 10. Sebastian Doyle has QB5, Isaiah Chavez. Got him last week after his victory for the Lobos that ended the longest losing streak in Division I football. And then this week, comes out Saturday and gets the Lobos their second victory of the season, ending on a nice win. 2 wins to do it. Isaiah Chavez, QB5. Freshman from Rio Rancho.
I was watching some of those highlights. How about Isaiah Chavez to Marcus Williams,
Yep.
baby? That was awesome to see. Two guys that have been on ProView.
That really is, and everyone said it. Danny Gonzalez is bringing the New Mexico feel to it. He's taking New Mexico players, bringing them in. No one thought Isaiah Chavez would be on, play this year, but he walked on. He wanted to stay in New Mexico, and look what happened. He got to play, and Danny Gonzalez is singing nothing but his graces for his play. I mean, he was great.
And then Tuesday, starting at 10:30, we got more championship action coming from you for the Steve Davis show.
Davis,
who's the guest?
Head coach at Bosque High School, Clifton Davidson, comes on. They won the 3A title last year. His son Elijah was part of that team. Just pops on, talks about how it was, to win that championship with his son, what he's doing, in the 3A likes to deal with COVID and how they're prepping up and hopefully going to have a season this year. So that was a nice interview with Clifton Davidson.
And then we have another amazing guest coming on the sports desk tomorrow at 11:30. We have Justin Woody, head coach of the Highland Hornets basketball team, who ended up getting a runner-up in state last year.
I got that red trophy.
But I'm excited to see what Coach Woody has to say. You know what? I feel like comeback program of the year, if there was a award for that, is the Highland Hornets, man. In football, basketball,
everything that they're doing over there. They're doing a great job. They got that new gym. They have everything going. Highland is turning
back Highland. Highland, when Highland's good, it's good for the city. It's good for the city, and I'm excited to see what Coach Woody has to say.
Ed Nunez loves those Highland Hornets.
Yes, he does. That's a proud Highland Hornet.
Proud Highland Hornet.
And then Tuesday, 6 o'clock. We're prime time. We're here. Woo. The ProView rundown, 6 o'clock. Followed by Mending Broken Heart Ministries with Flora Padilla, and also Flora Empowering Talk Friday at 6:30 as well. Very, very important stuff right now. Check on your neighbors, check on your friends, talk to people, and make sure that they're doing good. And this is a great place to start watching a positive, uplifting show like these two shows. I mean, I think it's safe to say that a lot of this isolationism that's come with COVID, everybody deals with it different, and you know what? Check on everybody, even if they're the most talkative person, the least talkative person, you got to see how you got to support your community and your groups by checking and making sure that
give them a shout out. Everybody matters here. If you know them from school, you haven't seen them, you just see them walking down the street or anything, or you haven't seen them on Facebook, just send them a message. Hey, how you doing? It's been a while.
And you don't know how big of an impact that can be. So, but definitely check out those two shows. And then we were going to have a Red Menace, but I want to give a shout out to Leroy Lucero, who was in the hospital. I think he's doing all right.
Leroy, get better, man.
And then also Micah Frankel, also with Cage Minds, he was actually in the hospital too as well, getting some surgery done on his back. So I hope a speedy recovery to my guys at Red Menace and Cage Minds.
Yeah, you guys get better and get back here.
Yep, and then after that, we have our Wednesday version of Game Face Live at 11:30 with Henry T. We'll see what he brings to the table.
The superstar, Henry T.
And then we moved to Thursday night at 8, America Talk It Up, with our two favorite hosts, Ed Nunez and Marty Watts. We'll see what they got to talk about there.
Marty's going to talk about.
Never know.
NBA, Isaiah. We got some Isaiah Chavez text.
Man, yeah, Marty's hitting it up. Marty's proud of Isaiah Chavez. Everybody's proud of Isaiah Chavez taking New Mexico to that 2 wins.
I mean, really great story.
He had
Really,
a-
I know that they're going to talk about it a little bit on the show. That's the main point.
Did he have that heartbreak? He flipped into the end zone?
Yeah, that was Isaiah
yeah.
Chavez in the state championship game. He took the dive. That was last year in the 6A title game against Cleveland. Great game. You probably see some highlights on our top 10s. Yeah, he flipped over. So that heartbreaking loss. I mean, he walked on for UNM, and hey, he's the hero now. So woo.
And then also at 10 o'clock on Thursday, we got an all-new tipping point with Wally Drangmeister and the crew.
Paul Guessing. I guess it's Paul Guessing, and then Wally's a director now.
Okay, so Paul's running that show.
Yeah,
Okay.
Paul Guessing, he's doing it, and I guess this week it's just a restaurant. What is it? Mandatory paid sick leave, if you want to get some information on that.
Very, very insightful stuff that definitely needs to be looked into during these times. And then also we got a To The Point with Mick Rich.
Yeah, Friday morning, 6 a.m. It's actually with the aforementioned Paul Guessing. He's the president of the Rio Grande Foundation.
Yep.
Like Jason just said, if you want any information they have there, you go check out riograndefoundation.org, and you can learn there about Paul. And then learn more about Paul here on To The Point with Mick Rich. That'll air at 6 a.m. Check out our YouTube and Facebook pages for that one at 6 a.m. on Friday.
And then going to our to Saturday, our ProView Vault Day, as I like to
Take it
say.
in the classics vault.
This comes from 2015 High School State Basketball Championship, and we're going with the 3A division. And with the boys, we got Mesilla Valley versus Laguna Acoma at 6 o'clock on Saturday night. And then following, we got the girls' 2015 3A championship game, Texaco versus Clayton, to wrap up this week.
Texaco.
Those are fun games, man. Pulling those up and watching you edit those and stuff. I mean, it's fun to look back and watch those games because every single one of them pretty much has been closed down to the wire. There were a couple blowouts that year, but.
And it's awesome to look back on the classics. Maybe we can have like an Alden week and just play all the Cibola games from 2011, 2010, 2011.
I don't know if they're not going for the blue Alden.
We got district runner-ups, okay? I got like 2 or 3 of those.
Put the patch on.
I got to put the patch on.
Put the patch on. Well, Jason, how are we looking on time?
We got 5 minutes.
5 minutes. You want to go to a little break? We'll reset, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit more NBA, maybe a little NFL.
Maybe
some teams won that were in the trash can. No trash can this week because we had to empty it out and take the Chargers and the Broncos out. So,
what do we think?
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Is this my car?
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments,
This is ridiculous!
there's one of these.
Is this my car? What? This is ridiculous.
This can't be happening!
This can't be happening.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Shut up.
Shut up!
That's why State Farm is there, with car insurance for when things go wrong, but also here with car loans to help life go right. State Farm.
Talk to State Farm agent Marty Size or Michelle Rudolph in Albuquerque today.
The New Mexico High School Coaches Association, established in 1941, is an organization of New Mexico's best and most professional interscholastic coaches. Coaches across work daily to help our student athletes excel in the classroom, on the field of play, and in our communities. Students that participate in interscholastic activities attain higher grades, higher graduation rates, and higher wages. Responsible for the North-South All-Star Games, statewide Coaches Award Program, and providing multiple professional development opportunities for New Mexico's coaches. Be a great coach by coaching beyond the game. Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
All right, welcome back, and I guess we're out of time.
Goodbyes.
So we're out of time here. Hey guys, thanks for joining us in. Another week.
It was smooth.
Another week.
NBA.
Yeah.
I'm pumped for NBA. Let's switch
We
it
all
up.
won this week.
Yeah, NBA's
How
come
about the
back.
Broncos?
Chargers won. Broncos won. Hey, they're not going to make the playoffs unless they make a big push and some people lose. But hey, winners.
We out.
We out. There's the dog.